Welcome to episode 31 of the Idiot Farmers. In this episode, Mindy and Phil use the V4 electric fence brake finder in order to repair their electric fence. Phil makes a copal varnish for wood and other wood varnishes with natural tints. Mindy shows off her herb garden, and Phil gets into a little bit of a mess on the farm. We hope you enjoy it.
Okay, are you filming?
Yes.
All right, so what we have here is the V4 broken line detector thing. So let me show you how it's set up in here. All right, so this is our V4 broken fence detector. We have this, see, this is sending out a signal right now, and we have this hooked up to the fence where it goes out in the yard. Now I just hooked up one side of it because ostensibly what's going to happen here is we're going to follow one arm of this until we find the place where it breaks. If we hook it up to both, it's just going to go around the whole thing, and we will never figure out where it's broken from. So the way this works is we turn this part on. Can you hear that? So that's how we're going to follow it, okay?
Panic again.
Okay. I think what we'll do is, here's where it exits the building right here. And
Might go that way. How many acres do we have to do this on?
well, the question is, do we have to do this or can we just go out to the line out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should go out to the line out
That's
there.
what I think we should do too. Just come out here to where we know it is.
I mean, what are the odds that it got cut between here and there? I suppose if it's not working out there, then we might know.
Yeah.
But it's probably more likely that it got cut when these guys were doing the power lines.
Right. Although, my goodness, maybe that is where it's broken, close in.
There's a hole right here. Okay.
What's that?
There's a hole right here.
Oh, son of a bitch, maybe it's just right back there. Up near the house.
Well,
Let's check that. See, the problem is I don't actually know where it goes across the yard.
I don't either.
I thought maybe it went up that way.
In case y'all can't tell, it's raining and cold. I hear it here. So it's got to go straight out this way. Dogs are very perplexed.
You see where the line is? It clicks when it goes over it. Hear that?
It stopped making noise.
It's right here.
Well, how do we... Well, what do we do now?
I dig it up.
Okay. So it's working here. Come back here.
right around here somewhere. And this is right where you can see where there's tracks from the big vehicle.
There's also an anthill right here. Can ants screw it up?
So probably can start right about here and then dig right to there.
What are you gonna dig with?
Shovel.
Oh.
Shovel. I'm gonna find the line right here, and then I'm gonna dig beside it. As we go towards that thing right there. I'm just gonna set this right here.
That's a nice shelf.
Yeah.
I can't.
Gorm.
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 IKEA.
Whoa.
All right. Thanks to the Vivor
Well, let's not thank him yet.
thing finder. All right, Phil's gonna go get the. Phil got his stuff together. Now, I was sitting on the porch, away from the rain.
All right, let me show you what I did. Ha! Vivor!
FTW. Say hi, Lee. Hi. Lee's been helping me today. So, came out to the garden, and all of the places that we planted last year are coming up. So this is valerian, and over here we have some rue, and then skullcap, lemon balm, mugwort, sage, marshmallow, astragalus. This is pleurisy root, actually, but there's just a little tiny shoot starting to come up from that. Got horehound, lavender, and there's valerian again. And then over here we have Greek oregano and normal oregano, I guess. This is a seaberry bush. I don't know if it's going to come up or not this year. We'll see. Have another lavender plant here. Another seaberry there. This is a fig tree. It's huge. It's going to start coming up. Back here we planted some root flowers that I don't even know what they are. One of the local merchants gave me this great big root, told me to chop it up and plant it, so I'm going to have some flowers back here. Here's the chamomile that we started indoors. I just put that in the ground today, so we'll see how that does. Got a little bit more lavender here, a little bit more lemon balm. This is lemongrass, so it hasn't started to come up yet. We'll see if that comes up. We've got a little bit of thyme here and here. And then this is where my evening primrose was planted, so I don't know if that'll come up. We've got a nice little fire going with all the stuff that we're throwing out from the gardens. And this is just the trees and stuff outside my she shed. So, yeah. We also, actually, I'll come over here. We just kind of tilled up and cleaned up the little raised garden beds over here today. So this right here, I believe, is bee balm. So we're gonna have a ton of bee balm, which is also known as bergamot. Over here we have some dwarf curry, which survived the winter. Got another rue plant growing here. Over here was, oh shoot, what was that called? I can't even read it. Oh, pennyroyal. And when I started it, I thought this was probably a weed, but when I started to pull it up, it smelled like pennyroyal, so I'm waiting to see what that shows. There's another rue over there. Here's a little basil that survived. And then we've got my yarrow, which is about 4 years old now. Comfrey, which is starting to come back up, and wormwood. So that's what we've got going on so far this year. I've got some turmeric and more thyme in the she shed, so I'm going to be pulling that out this year as well, putting it back outside. So. And here's Phil coming to till, but I've already planted those plants, so we don't really need to till it now.
Okay, we're going to try again with the oil varnish. This is 50 grams of colophony and 50 grams of copal. These are resins from different trees. That forms like a plasticizing portion of the finish. The other part's going to be boiled linseed oil, and the final part's going to be turpentine. So anyway, this is sitting here on medium heat. Once it gets melted a bit, I'm going to turn up to high heat, and then we're just going to let it sit there and run. It's got to sit there and boil and look crappy, I guess, for a while. And then the question is, do we add the oil to it when it's hot, or do we let it harden today, then heat it up again tomorrow, and then run it? Not really sure. I think I may just add it when it's hot. There's a second burner here. We'll warm up the linseed oil before we add it. So that stuff melted really super fast. I just turned my back for a few minutes, and here it is already like bubbling and boiling like this. So I thought that was pretty cool. I got a metal spoon downstairs somewhere. I'll try to get this thing stirred up a little bit, it has a very heavy incense smell, which this is actually used for incense in some countries. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so the copal / colophony got to around 500 and something degrees, and this is what we're left with, which is kind of like a black. It's probably reduced by about a third, I'd say. And then here's the boiled linseed oil that we're gonna combine with it. So hopefully that won't all flash up when we do it, but you know, we're out here in the yard, probably be all right. So what we have here now is colophony, copal, 100 grams of that combination, and then 100 grams of boiled linseed oil. And it's probably around 400 degrees, maybe 500 degrees right now. And it's supposed to be combining. I'm supposed to heat these guys together for a while until it starts to, when you take it out and you take a little drop of it, put it between your fingers after it cools down. It's supposed to have like a stringy type thing between it. So that's the next thing we're going to try. Okay, so over the last few weeks, I've been playing around with different recipes for some oil varnishes, and these are what we call a spirit varnish. A spirit varnish starts off with a spirit, which in this case is a denatured ethanol. Denatured ethanol is basically ethanol with some methanol in it that makes you not want to drink it. And then we're going to be mixing that with the various plant-based dyes. This is alkanet root. I got two different kinds of alkanet root. I got one that's just kind of like the ground up root, and then I got the powdered one. I have madder root, which is a slightly different color of red. And then I have, I have tannic acid, which is tannin. I think this tannin is from
tannins?
No, black walnuts.
Oh,
from
okay.
black walnuts.
Why do I think I know of madder root? What do I know about madder root?
It's medicinal.
Okay.
It's medicinal.
Okay.
So these cups already have 200 grams of ethanol in it, and they say around 12%. With about 1/8 concentration. So I'm going to go a little higher than that because I want to be done with this sooner. And I'm going to put about 20 grams of dye in each one. So
what do you have over here? What's that?
This? Mm-hmm. More ethanol.
Oh, and what's the platina dewax?
Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is shellac. Shellac is the other part. This is the part that makes it a...
shiny?
What's that?
Shiny?
Well, yeah, it's...
You're trying to be all scientific, and I'm like, is it shiny?
Yeah. So for the wood finish, this is the part. Shellac itself is an excretion from a bug. They grow on these little branches out in Southeast Asia, and you can get shellac straight off the plant, which has got resins and bug pieces and all kinds of things like that, or you can get it dewaxed and cleaned, which is the way I decided to go because I didn't want little pieces of bug. It's not that hard to actually do that, but anyway.
Okay. So.
All right, so it occurs to me that we didn't do any follow-up videos on some of the spirit varnishes and oil varnishes that we made. Over here, these violin varnishes are I think these were copal varnishes, and that's an oil varnish. meaning that this varnish was made with boiled linseed oil and copal, which is a resin. And that's typical of oil varnishes. And these, which are made with madder root, alkanet, and tannin, are spirit varnishes. And spirit varnishes are made with alcohol and shellac. So this is dewaxed shellac and alcohol. These are oil. So we're going to try them on a couple of different woods. I believe this is maple. It's probably maple. It's scrap from the lumber, from the Wood Tech Center. And this is definitely walnut right there. You can tell. So we'll do the spirit varnishes first. This is madder root. You can see madder's got this sort of reddish tan color to it. Usually I would just use a bare finger with it, but with so many different ones, I think we just do the glove today. So you can see nothing really remarkable in terms of the coloring. It does have some tint to it, but it's not going to be very marked compared to the alkanet, which is another plant. Madder root and alkanet are traditional colors used in spirit varnishes, dating back, Lord, however far back they started doing this, probably 500 or 600 years at least. All right, now this is the alkanet. Alkanet's a lot more red. Actually, I think it looks almost like wine colored. That's pretty bad. Because I put that on a little bit too heavy, unfortunately. So it's going to be a little spotty. But you can see the difference between the madder, which is more of a tan or brown color, and the alkanet, which is a redder color. And this last one is tannin, and tannin is a brown coloration. It's tannic acid. We'll stir that up a little bit there. Just have to get a rag to wipe off the spirit varnish. And these are oil varnishes here. It's a bit thicker. This is more like linseed oil. You can see that. This is a cooked varnish. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be oxidized. So then when it goes on fairly dark. These are also called violin varnishes. This is the type of stuff they put on violins to kind of make it look aged, make it look oxidized. That's why we cook these things. Yeah, I really wish I would have had a little time to sand this wood down so it would look nice. So you could use a combination of these two varnishes if you're finishing wood, like if you're finishing a gunstock or something. You would start with the spirit varnish, and those shellacs will seal the wood after you've properly sanded it and everything. And because shellac varnishes are sensitive to cleaning agents and stuff, you would then top it with an oil varnish like this violin varnish here. Now this violin varnish, the difference between these two is this has a cobalt dryer in it. And what the cobalt dryer does is it enables this finish to dry faster. Boiled linseed oil sometimes takes a couple of days to dry. This should be the same color because it's the same batch. But the boiled linseed oil takes a couple of days to dry, and the cobalt dryer decreases that to like 1 day. how many coats would I do? You could probably do several coats of this stuff. I would probably do at least 5 or 6 coats of it. But yeah, so we'll see how those things dry out. I may do a couple more coats and do photos for the next time, but they appear to be having a big time.
Yeah. First big farm walk of the spring. Charlie's going the other direction. He just crossed the water. Are you a happy boy? Are you a happy boy? Brisket, are you good? Don't knock Daddy down. There's Charlie down there. The deer.
yeah.
Look at the woolly dog.
These are the current chickens. Actually, there's one right there. She's being antisocial, but there's our little rooster. He's half Banty, so that's why he's smaller than the hens here. That's Goldie Hen. I don't even know what the names of the rest of these are, but anyway. They're like 3 years old now, most of them, except for this little rooster. He's young. And that one back there, that's our last remaining breast chicken. So I need to replace all this plastic on here for winter next time, but anyway, chicken update. So this is the livestock trailer. Had hauled a steer in here, so it was pretty messy. Plus, it had never really been cleaned out very well, so I took the floor mats out and sprayed the whole thing down, and let me assure you, this is as clean as it's ever been. So let me show you what the outcome of that. Gonna need a shower.
Once again, we want to thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back again soon. Have a great day.